A frozen wasteland, haunted by the undead and the dying. What is there to do but survive through the graveyard of horrors and a garden of bones?
Hello, welcome. This is Tales of Bone and Ice. It is our new podcast, a survival horror comedy podcast. I am playing Naukon IseFerd, also known as Condemned, known to his friend as Connie. And
Wow.
I am my name is CandorCore, which should have come first.
Character first, no one, and then you're just the secondary character.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Mars?
Yeah, I'm Marilyn, or Meris, doesn't matter. Anyone does whatever they want. I play Meris. She is a super hot dragonborn paladin. Yeah, just a big golden lizard. Yeah, that's
the
that.
hottest lizard I've ever heard of.
Oh, you see her basking out on a hot rock. What do you do?
Up next is Grim.
Gentle dignitaries, welcome to the podcast. I am Grimhilde, and I shall be playing Cukunkana, a teen druid. Get ready for our adventures here in Animorphs.
And I am Brian. I am the DM, and I will be guiding our adventurers through the world of our podcast. We have before us a frozen wasteland that these individuals have been surviving in as best they can. So I think that we're going to start off with Cukunkana. It'll be a good place to start because you are close to the people who are important in the early stages.
Hi.
Rude.
Wait, that's the wrong word. Hey. So something to know about Cukunkana is is a Tanaka word, which is a First Nations language. And she's going to be speaking / learning that language along with me and everyone else. Hi. He means yes. That's your lesson for today. I've got her.
All right. Cukunkana lays in the dark, and as she does during most days, she is blissfully sleeping, much into the later day than one would typically imagine that the average person would. And she is awoken by the noise of knuckles on her bedroom door.
From Sonic?
It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
5 more minutes.
It's time to wake up now. Cukunkana, now, up.
Fine. She gets up slowly and takes her sweet, sweet time.
Now, we need to go now.
Where are we going? I don't remember. What day
Mama
is it?
needs us.
Fine. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
as you step up and as you leave the room, you're greeted by, of course, your favorite person, your big sister.
Where's the sun today?
Where's the sun right now?
Like what time is it? How long was I out?
You've been asleep since it was dark, and it is usually you probably wake up about after the second meal of the day. So to us, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Solid. That's when I prefer to get up IRL also. Also, it should be noted, Cukunkana uses telepathy to communicate with everyone at all
damn.
times.
As best she can,
yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, she does make that noises, but
Yeah.
whenever possible, uses telepathy.
So, as you are greeted by your sister, who you know to be Mor Amdu, she says, "It's time. Mama needs us now. We have to go. Come on." And she guides you down the hallway to where you know that Mama typically resides when she's making important decisions.
Cukunkana follows, but kind of does that thing where she like waves her arms dramatically, while she walks down wherever they're walking to. She's taking like deep dramatic steps, you know, in the way that teens are wont to do.
Yeah, Cukunkana, you have to be respectful, you know, like always.
I will be respectful as soon as I'm in the presence of people with whom I need to behave as such.
I'm going to be the matriarch one day, and
You're
that
not
means that
yet.
I deserve your respect. You can see that she has like furrowed her brow and simply is quelling her silence, but you know that you're getting to her, and she's frustrated, but she knows that you're coming, so she's going to simply just move forward and continue to walk, now in silence instead of trying to goad you into being more polite.
That's a win for me.
Such a teen. Oh my god.
Eventually, you come out into the main foyer of the area at which you live, and as you can normally remember, there's long carpets that are covering the ground that are of dead animal skin, and the walls have bones that rise up to meet each other in the ceiling, and they're all covered with a leather tarp of sorts. And everything it's warmer in here than it is anywhere else. And it's very reminiscent of a comfort that you remember for most of your life. And as Mor Amdu brings you here, she points over to where you know your mother to be, and her mother says, "Oh, finally, you have arrived."
Kisukyu kid, come on. Good day.
Yes. Today's the important day at which we will be able to... in which you'll finally be able to leave the community.
Right. That was today, wasn't it?
That was today.
Right.
It was supposed to be 2 hours ago.
Look, I was...
It's okay. I understand. We have been very easy on you for a long time. Unfortunately, we won't be there for you when you leave. Okay? It's going to be difficult out there, and you're going to have to protect yourself, and that's why we've all both been training you. I have faith that you'll be able to be strong, and that you'll be able to be safe, and let the flame guide you, okay?
Hey. Thank you, Kama. I know I can do this. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna meet so many people, and I'm gonna, like, attack things, and, light fires. Yep, it's gonna go really, really great. I just know it. Yep.
Roll a persuasion check to comfort your mother's heart.
She already digging a grave in her mind.
What did you roll?
Got a natty one.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! I love it.
I can't believe we started on a
Oh
one.
my god,
Oh
of course we did.
my
I don't know what any of us
God.
were imagining.
I'm
Oh
so
my
happy right now.
It's +2, so I got a 3.
Oh my god. She's like, actually, you know what? Go back to your room. I think you're gonna stay there for another minute.
You know, is it Wednesday?
You could see panic go over her eyes, but she steels herself with the resolve that this decision was made by the council and not just by her, so regardless of what happens, it's out of her hands. Well, at least we'll have those other two that will be along with you. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be It'll be fine.
So-
We've
Cukunkana gives her like a big thumbs up.
we've sent Howard and Raylio to the other two. They should be arriving soon, and then they will return here, and we will get the three of you together so that we can get you everything that you need to get out on the road and on your first journey outside. Okay? She walks forward and she puts her arms around you and says, I'm so proud of how far you've come.
Cukunkana hugs her back and says, Kama, I'm an adult now. I'm 17 and I'm gonna be great out there. Everything's gonna be fine. I've got those super, like, fresh and funky folk who are gonna go with me. And it's all gonna be great. And I love you and I'm gonna miss you.
So she's a half-orc woman who's very tall, and she hugs you so tight and picks you up, and you feel that familiar warmth that you only feel in the arms of your Kama.
It felt like that scene from The Little Mermaid where she's like, I'm not a little girl anymore, Daddy. I'm 15. I love him. And everyone's just like, oh, honey, you
That's
sit
what
down.
I based this. I thought about this, and that's what I based this off of.
Yes.
So we cut over, and Meris, you hear a knock on your alchemy workshop door. It's familiar. You can recognize it. It's very stalwart. You're practically able to tell who it is just by who's knocking. And you recognize the knock. It's a man named Howard.
Come on in.
He steps in and he says, "Oh, I love what you've done with the place. I'm so sorry to hear about your grandfather."
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just trying to pick up the pieces a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of feels a lot bigger in here. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I was sent because Cukunkana has woken up, and it's time for you to go on your first journey, really, outside.
Okay. Yeah, wicked. All right. I mean, this is a honor. Super jazzed. Just so excited. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. All right. Cool.
All right. Just remember, I'll be coming in to check on everything, and I'll make sure nobody comes in here without your permission. Okay? All right. He reaches his arm out for one of those, like, dope, like, Game of Thrones forearm clasps.
Oh, I love a forearm clasp.
Yeah. Do you acquiesce?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So you two of you clasp forearms in that familiar way that you're used to. And he says, I'll see you over there.
Sorry, for clarification, did Meris say out loud, "Oh, I love forearm clasps," right before doing that? Because I kind of feel that wouldn't surprise me.
Honestly, probably.
So, once again, you are left alone in here. It's much bigger than you remember, as you said. The tables are filled with your grandfather's old crystals, his old beakers. There's lots of different tools that you remember him teaching you how to use. And there's a faint and fading scent of the last thing that he made in there that he unfortunately took with him.
What was it?
It was just a small crystal necklace that he hung around his neck as he walked to the place that you know that people go when they die. The celestial staircase, in which those who die in the city that you live in venture forth to unfortunately prevent the harsh side of the survival situation that you all live in, which is cannibalism.
It'll be good to leave this place, I think. Are there any like potions or anything that he was able to complete or that we made together that are finished?
No, unfortunately not. You're starting from scratch, which is the way that he always wanted to leave it to you.
Damn it. Stupid grandpa. I think I'm just gonna close the door. Just gonna leave on out.
Are you gonna head to the council room?
Yep.
cutting over to our boy Naukon, I believe is how you pronounce it.
He goes by Condemned. Goliaths just go by their nickname or given name 99% of the time.
A man shows up at the headquarters at which most of the individuals who work in the Bone Forge stay. And Condemned, you recognize him to be Raelio Imol, a fairly tall elven warrior who wears lots of fur to keep himself warm. He's been fairly charismatic and people listen to him, but he's not very nice. He's got sharp features and long elven ears, and he's got a slight white to the iris of his eyes. And he says, "Condemned."
Yes. I will drop whatever I'm doing, set down whatever it is I'm working on, and I'll head over to him.
Condemned, it's time for you to go to work with the other two who are leaving the community today.
Yes. Back into the wastes.
Yes, unfortunately, I recognize how hard it was for you to survive out there, but that's why we want you to go with them.
Hardship is part of life. Shall I proceed to council now?
Yes. Unless, and he calls over to who you recognize and know to be Krusk, who is the one who was teaching you how to work the Bone Forge. She's just a human woman. She's fairly average. She's got long hair that's braided, and she says, "No, get rid of him." I'm just kidding, Connie. I love you.
It is. He says with like almost no change in expression whatsoever, "Your antics always bring smile to my heart, teacher."
Yeah, no worries. I'll see you when you get back. We always need muscles like yours.
With luck, assuming I don't get killed out there. Until then.
Raelio is tapping his foot in the midst of this back and forth.
I just kind of like stoically wave goodbye to Boneforge Sensei, and I head out.
Raelio turns on his heel and begins walking rather quickly. Come along. Now.
Don't have to worry about me. Long legs.
Finally, the three of you are all gathered in the council room before Gro Amdu, the half-orc matriarch of the clan, who has many markings on her body that all signify that she is the possessor of the spirit of flame that has kept Thrive, the community at which you all live in, warm, alive, and surviving. Raelio Imol, the half-elf forward brigade, who has typically been the one to choose the individuals who leave the community to go on their cartographic missions. Lion's Grey, often referred to as Grey, who is the human man who leads the Guardians of Soul, and he's known to be fairly pragmatic but emotionally involved in those that he cares for. And Howard Duggins, who is the one who is the go-between between the magic users of the community and those who use much more physical means to an end. And Gro says to all three of you, "Welcome, adventurers. It's always hard to get everyone together and understand that we are called Thrive because we take risks. We always find people like the three of you who have something inside of them that we call the spark. The fire burns bright within us, and to do so, we must continue to burn it brighter and brighter. We chose the three of you because we feel that there would be a good match for a chance of survival outside to better our relationships with the other communities. Is there anything that the three of you would like to say to each other, knowing that, you're going to be working together for a long time?"
On that note, what are we wearing?
I got so many layers on.
What do you look like, y'all?
Imagine, like, a triangle wearing a hood. Because Cukunkana is, like, got, like, a jacket. She's got, like, warm pants on, fluffy boots. She's got, like, a big warm, like, poncho, like a
parka
thing, and a hood. Yeah, like a parka. And she's got, like like a hood on that's got really like fluffy fur around it. And she's got like a little mask on to keep her nose warm.
I'm just imagining like a more wholesome version of a black mage from the early Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, you can see like her like starlight colored hair peeking out under her hood, and her like sort of cataracts like eyes peeking out. But that's basically all you can see of her. She's got big gloves on. She's basically a walking blanket.
That sounds comfy.
I'm wearing some pretty simple armor. It is a crop top, so you can see my abs. I think other than that, like, not really much. maybe some nice leg warmers.
And Connie?
Connie is wearing some very similar to Meris's, I would imagine, plate, or not plate, but heavy bone armor, very simply made, no crop top. It's a little bit more, it's slightly more practical than that, I would say, and it looks very utilitarian. And he's got a big kind of bone shield on his left arm, and he's got a few like javelins, and he's got a little hunting knife, but like nothing that you would expect out of like, he doesn't seem to have like a major melee weapon unless he just goes in and stibbity stabs people with his little hunting knife.
Bibbity babbity, I'm here for the stabby.
So Emol and Gray are both present, and Emol looks at everybody and he says, "Okay, now I need to know what you don't have. Cukunkana, I assume that I'm going to need to give you everything because you've got nothing for adventuring outside. Connie, I'm not sure. Do you need anything? We can provide most simple things."
I have what was required to survive out there. I should not need anything additional.
All right. Meris, your grandfather knew that this was going to happen, so he had some stuff prepared specifically for you. And he turns around, and there's like a large blanket that is full of stuff, and he brings it out before you, and he unfurls it, and there is the weapons that you remember him teaching you how to use in the training that you have done to being a paladin, and that's effectively your starting equipment.
Oh, love the antiques. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm so jazzed. Oh, this is great to see. I haven't seen this in a while.
And Cukunkana, your mother has prepared most of the stuff that she has already given to you while you were waiting for everybody else.
All right, so Cukunkana like invades both of your minds. Sorry, I'm late, you guys. I had very important business to attend to.
Deception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an insight. I want to get a read on this woman. Okay, well, I got a 9.
Does that mean I need to do deception?
Yeah.
Yes. Right, I forgot. I had to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Hasn't been a player in so long.
I got 19.
Damn. That's teens for you.
And what did you get for insight?
I got a 9.
Oh.
So Connie just nods and says, I do not know much of the ways of witchcraft, but I understand it is has many necessary rituals.
Yes. Yeah, all the rituals. I was doing them. Yep. Hey. So about the stuff I need, what did come prepare, like food, like some what's gonna dry meat, you know, like what?
So she says to everybody, like, Cukunkana, everyone here knows that you can do the magic food thing. It's okay.
Oh, right. The yeah. I also know. I can. Right.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be a secret between these people. You're all right. Okay?
Food magic, you guys. Y'all want to kill a beast? I can make it edible. Don't worry about it.
That sounds like it actually will probably come in handy.
Is that magic?
Yeah, and then she's like, look, and then she just, like, produce flame, and she's like, look, check it out.
Your sister scoffs.
If you want to see some real magic, and I take my fingers into, like, circle, like my pointer and my thumbs together, and I put them behind my head, and then when they come back out into view, they're attached like a chain.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then when I put them back behind my head, they're detached again. Magic!
Magic! Oh my goodness.
I do know how to use magic as well, though. Cukunkana, don't worry.
Nice. We can be magic twins.
Groamdu looks at all of you and says, well, it's good to see that you're all getting along so far. Okay.
I'm shooting him a skeptical look as he says this.
Her. Matriarch.
Who's Emal? What does he do?
Matriarch.
Emal is the one who's in charge of the forward brigade. So he's typically the one who organizes the parties that go out into the wild. So the three of you are once again lined up next to each other, and you hear Groamdu tell you that there are 3 things that you all must do to prove that you are able to accomplish the goals that we have in mind for you.
Cukunkana is fidgeting.
One of them, the first goal that you have to do is introduce yourself to the most nearby community, which you know to be Continuance. It'll be a lot easier if you establish who you are early on, because then we can make more trade between our 2 communities. Second of all, you must prove your strength by bringing back some bones of nearby undead. It'll prove that you're able to handle yourselves in a fight out in the wilderness with no help. 3. Each of you must forge a gift for one of the other members of your party. That way, it'll develop a base level of trust between the 3 of you. Sukunkana is choking. Are you all right?
Cukunkana breathed in some of the juice that she has in her hand. It is trying desperately to not cough over the speech.
Here are the very serious things.
So you have your goals clear. Do you have any questions?
So, everyone also, if someone doesn't come back alive, I assume that reflects poorly upon other 2.
I won't let
Yes,
anybody die.
Keep others alive.
Noted. Noted. He's going to like look at Cukunkana and just completely stone-faced, but you can see some calculation going on in the back of his head.
Cukunkana's like, I got all the heals. She gives you like a thumbs up.
Oh my god.
Meris, any questions?
Do you know how long of a walk it is to Continuance?
It's 5 days there, 5 days back.
Oh god, that's so much. Okay, sounds good. Fuck.
Do we have like a little like sled to put all of our gear on?
You have backpacks to carry for yourself.
Great. Cukunkana thinks about this, about the fact that she's not going to be able to sit on the sled while someone else pulls her.
Didn't know we were starting on expert mode. Thought we would,
Is Cukunkana just like consistently like just trying to like sneak some
she's
berries
like got some
or
like
something?
watsukana, some dried meat that she's just trying to crunch on while you guys are talking.
Just ripping on jerky.
Yeah, she's just got some jerky, got some watsukana that she's just munching on. Instead of saving her food for the road.
So after Groamdu gives you all this information, Gray pipes up and he says, all right, everyone, I recognize that this is a bit of a journey, and it's not always possible to get a good rest in, so here is 1 potion of healing each. And he hands you each 1 potion of healing.
Ooh.
Put that in my inventory.
Ooh.
Thank you kindly.
Well, it's not free. The information and the stuff that you bring back is more valuable than 1 simple potion of healing.
I thought that was a simple payment for shelter.
Oh, not quite. This is just insurance to make sure that you come back alive.
Should we be expecting any issues with Continuance? Is there anything we should know?
No, we have sent many people there and back, and it hasn't been a problem so far.
Well, we're about to make it a problem.
Do we have like a contact in continuance? Like anyone we gotta be like, hey, what good? Like,
yes, you have a man whose name is Howard.
I thought Howard was here.
Yes. A guy named Bill Luckyfoot.
Bill Luckyfoot?
He's a halfling.
Does he have both his feet?
Yes. Well, you don't know that.
I'm asking.
Yeah. Oh, you're Cukunkana is asking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your contact's name is Bill Luckyfoot. Yes, he has both his feet.
Oh, good. They must be Luckyfoot then.
Mm-hmm. All right. If there anything else that you need, you have exactly 30 minutes before you leave today.
Would have been 2.5 hours if didn't have all that business to attend to.
Girl looks at you and she just sort of sighs, and your sister is absolutely livid, like she's so ready for you to be gone.
Can we tell this reaction, or is this just something that Cukunkana can tell from her time in the family?
You can see she looks fucking tired of this shit.
You know what? Empathy already. Yeah, I'm going. Regardless, we have the time we are given.
Yes.
Let us try to make best use of it.
Oh yeah.
I do not know about you two, but I was called while at work. I would prefer to head back to my abode to fetch some supplies before we leave.
Hey, I should get my... Oh, I forgot my cartography stuff at home. I gotta go get my cartography stuff. I'll meet you guys back here in half an hour.
Perfect.
Are you literally going to go take a nap?
No, she genuinely forgot her cartography shit. I'll be right back. And she just sprints, like, no warning. She just runs.
So, we move to the part at which everybody heads back to the place at which they grab their tools of sorts, because we are using a supplement called Witchcraft that allows players to create things for their friends. We'll get into the mechanics of that later on, but for now, we are getting into the part where everybody heads back to their humble abode for the last time before going on their 10-day journey.
I steal some of my sister, my Kasu's Watskana out of under her bed, which I didn't know where she hides it.
Okay, first of all, roll stealth.
Okay, yeah.
Just to make sure nobody sees you.
I got a 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that a 4 total?
4 total.
Is that another
No,
nat
it's
one?
a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
honey. Oh, baby. Oh, no.
I love it.
So you hear from down the way, you hear your sister, "Hey, what are you doing going into my room?"
Nothing. I thought I forgot something in here. I gotta, what? That's your room? Wait, where's my room?
That's just... Next door.
Okay, yeah, got
Get
it.
in.
I sprint in and I grab my stuff and I run out. And I'm like, okay, I love you, bye.
Fucking teens.
Just imagine her trying to sneak, but she's got so many layers on that she's doing like almost a T pose as she like waddles.
I'm also loving my older sibling DMing for me, playing a younger sibling harassing their older sibling.
Yeah,
like
it's a
sibling
little too
inception.
familiar. Grim runs over, gets absolutely busted by the sibling at which they were trying to sneak into the room of, runs away with their stuff that they got from their room, and the sibling is just left sitting in the hallway thinking to themselves, I can't believe... It's okay. She's leaving today. Okay. And then we cut to Meris, who is entering their alchemy workshop for the last time for a while. Everything is familiar. Everything is exactly where you left it.
It feels pretty bittersweet, that's for sure. I'm going to go through and just kind of like slowly walk around the tables and the open shelving and just kind of see if there's any kind of things that I want to take. Definitely like if there's like a vial of with like a crystal in it or anything, like just something other than my alchemy.
There's definitely some materials around that your grandpa left to get you started. Some simple stuff, a little bit of ice here and there that has been permanently frozen, some salt that they were able to mine from there, so you're able to use these crystals to do a little bit of stuff. There's some monster blood here and there in a few different vials. Just the basic stuff that you've learned to work with over the years of him teaching you how to go about the alchemical way.
I'm gonna grab his cloak that he always had hung up next to the door, and I'm just gonna throw that on over my shoulders.
It's nice and comforting, and you know how like some people have like that family jacket or whatever, like their grandpa who was in the war who had like
oh
the
yeah, my
bomber
mom's
jacket.
smoking jacket had a dumb moose on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's that same feeling where you put that on and you just feel the comfort and the strength from the generation before.
I'm gonna take one last look at the room and I'm gonna leave for the hopefully not the last time. Oh my god. I was gonna say for the very last time. I might die.
What if I die?
Perfect.
Finally, we cut to Condemned, who is at the bonesmith shop, greeted by your good friend Krusk, who says, "Ah, you're back! I thought I got rid of ya."
Soon, my friend, soon. I am just picking up some things before I go.
Well, of course, you need to use some stuff. You're always looking to borrow things, aren't you?
I was just going to take what I brought with me.
Well, of course.
For the most part.
Well,
also some bonesmithing equipment.
let me do you one better. And she takes one of her spare hammers right off her belt loop, and she gives it to you. She's like, "This one here. I was going to give it to you anyway."
Takes it, and he gives it kind of like a nod that's almost a bow, and he says, "It is a great honor, thank you."
Yeah, well, you're the strongest bonesmith we've had here in years. I'd hate to see you die out there. You better make it back, you know what I'm saying?
It is only 5 days away. Easy. 12-day journey max for someone experienced as for myself. With those two, I'll see you in a month.
That sounds about right to me. All right, I gotta get back to work. You need anything else, just let me know. See you in a month or so, and she winks at you.
Thank you, my friends. And I'm also going to head over to my abode, my home, which I imagine is probably just like very simple because I'm basically in welfare housing.
It's effectively a barracks for people who are in similar
Right.
situations as yourself who came to the community and don't have much of a family.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are all of the buildings made out of ice?
Not all the buildings are made out of ice.
Are they made? What are they made? What are they made of? Because I need to know for like my brain to imagine the scene.
Yeah, I'm imagining my place is like one of those burrows that's like cut into that hill
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
because I was like, do I live in the inside of the wave?
Well, I mean, you're bougie, right?
Yeah, you live in like sort of a bougie area. So your home is above the ground and the floor is covered with various different furs, almost like a carpet. And the walls are all made up of gigantic bone and all stitched together
Oh,
in
man.
different ways and tied together.
And then like covered in furs. Yeah, sick.
And it's the tallest structure that is a home.
It's like a gigantic sweat lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of sweat lodge, my ass. It gets hot in this house.
Boy. Most of the homes in Thrive are somewhere between a sweat lodge and an igloo, or an earth lodge.
A pit house is the term you're looking
Yes,
for.
a pit house and an igloo. So the ice has been dug into and then covered at the top with furs and bone. So it keeps itself relatively warm most of the time. Animal is a gentle term. It's mostly monster skin because there's not much in the way of animals out there.
It's way better than going the other direction.
Ugh, oh, I didn't even think of that. Nasty.
Yeah.
Human skin.
It would be an awful insulator, though, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a terrible insulator. It would get brittle and dry up. No, what you want to do, you want to collect hair from humans and then make that into a blanket.
The only horror part of this podcast is how gross that is.
The barber is the richest guy.
That's the true horror. I don't want to.
You're welcome. I should be running the horror podcast. I say terrifying things all the time, apparently.
The funniest part would be how Goliaths would find that is like the weirdest fucking thing because
really?
they have no hair at all. So everybody else would be like, like, oh yeah, like it falls off all the time. You need all the insulator you can get. So it just makes sense. And Goliaths are like, this is so fucking weird. It's like if you walked into a lizard folk village and then they made everything out of their shed skin.
So I guess Connie is not one of the Goliaths who have like facial hair.
There are no Goliaths with facial hair. Like canon wise, like, okay, so for instance, most people like the most famous Goliath in popular culture right now is Grog. But he didn't naturally have facial hair. He specifically got a belt of dwarven kind, which gives you a beard. And the reason that he took the belt was so that he, as a Goliath, could experience having a beard.
Bet it's a nice beard.
Thank you. I grew it myself.
So eventually the three of you wind up back at the fancy bougie council tent and are told by Gro Amdu that you are to leave as soon as you can. Once you return, you'll all be given a gift if you all survive.
Cukunkana is like, for once in her life, not berating people's brains with her psychic nonsense. And she takes a second and like she's still like heavily clothed in all of her layers. And you hear a little like, and she takes a couple sniffs and then she runs over to her mother, and she just kind of like gives her, like, leaps into her arms and gives her a really big hug.
Condemned is going to like kind of put his hand up like as if this is like an embarrassing show of emotion, because it is. And yeah, he just does that thing where he puts his hand up to like one side and kind of like looks to the side to like preserve the dignity of the elders.
So she holds you very tight, but not for very long. And she puts you down again and says, "It's okay. We've trained for this, remember?
I'm gonna miss you.
You'll be all right. You be strong, okay?
I'll be back soon.
You be strong.
Don't cry too much while I'm gone."
I won't.
She sprints out the door.
Okay. You two, you better go with her.
Condemned like gives a little bow and he says, "We will keep her safe." And he has just now realized that this is like the daughter of the chieftain. He's like, shit.
Now I'm very responsible for this child who's clearly incredibly useless.
Yeah.
This is now an escort mission.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
We'll do our best to keep her safe. We'll be back when we can.
Sounds good. The three of you leave, finally, and you probably chasing Cukunkana just a little bit. Eventually, I imagine she probably gets tired and slows down.
Oh, she gets tired very quickly. Like, it does not take long to catch up to her. She's, like, winded after about 15 seconds of sprinting.
Mm-hmm. So you see her about 30 or so feet away from you guys, and she's like this sort of this triangle with a hood who's just sort of like bent over and kind of like wheezing.
I'm going to shoot Meris a look. This is going to be a long journey.
I don't think we were really given the full details before we agreed to this. Gotta make the best of it.
She is spellcaster, yes? As are you.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll do what I can to help. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
We're gonna be late!
And with that, you're off.
Let's go!
All right. And so the three of you begin your journey. Most of you, for the first time outside of the community, you're stepping outside and you're looking upon the vast frozen wasteland that you all see from the outskirts of the home that you have lived in for most of your life. And one of you, being condemned, has walked this desert alone many years ago.
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest from the Shire I've ever been. Also, them hobbits were gay. Just
Definitely.
Just saying. Pride Month, baby.
Thank you. They did that for us.
So Cukunkana kind of gives like a really big sigh when she looks out at the icy wasteland, and she telepathically links to you guys and says, "You know, this all used to be water."
what?
Crazy, right?
No.
What?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
How do you know?
Saw it in a dream once.
Well, that's just a dream.
Sure. Yeah.
I have heard tales that once it was all water, yes. Back in old days. Before. But such was long before time of even any of our ancestors. Whatever it was once is surely of no matter to us.
Well, maybe it'll be water again one day. We gotta get everyone out of town first.
Yeah. if you get another dream that it turns into water, yeah, let us know first.
Condemned just kind of like shivers at the idea of all of this turning into miles deep water.
Yeah, I'm like looking under my feet, my big fucking lizard feet, just kind of like, ugh, I don't like that.
While the three of you are chatting and walking, you eventually reach a point at which you were told that there are going to be several different recognizable features that will lead you to the city that you are, or the community that you are heading towards.
Cukunkana's got out her little map that I'm sure that she was given as the cartographer.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, this is, yeah, and she kind of looks at the sky, yeah, we're going, yeah, the right way, yep,
Lick a finger and put it in the air.
The structure that you are able to see that tells you that you are going in the right direction is it's just a large lump of ice that has got a piece of bone stuck directly into the top of it. And it has another piece of bone at the top that is fastened with some string or rope of some sort, and it points in the direction that you are supposed to go.
Oh, cool.
This tells you that you have made your first checkpoint, and you were recommended to stop at the next one.
How long has it been?
It has been about 4.5 hours since you left.
Uh,
Are we taking a lunch break?
All right, it's your call.
I mean, it's nighttime.
It's not dark yet.
Oh, okay. Well, she turns to the other. It's like, should we take like a 5, like a 15
Yeah, we can.
why?
to have a snack?
His eyes narrow very slightly, which is possibly the most like emotional reaction you've seen from him so far. And he says, "You can eat on path, surely."
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, let's go.
Do you need to take a rest?
Maybe short rest. Yes. Hey.
Yes. Well, do not want you to be collapsing.
Very short rest. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yep.
All right.
She throws herself on the ground.
Just starts making snow angels.
Clear-
Triangle snow angels.
She's just clearly very tired, and she kind of curls into a little ball and shoves a little bit of food in her mouth and closes her eyes, and you can tell that she fell asleep immediately.
Oh.
So the two of you would know that you'd need to get something underneath her to prevent her from freezing to death.
Perfect. Roll
Isn't
her
there,
over
like
onto
16
the
layers
bedroll.
beneath her.
You just need like a bedroll or something.
Yeah, I'll roll her over onto my bedroll.
Well, while she's doing that, Condemned is going to trudge off to a respectable distance, take a pee break, look out over the wastes,
it's cold, but familiar to you in that you've got memories of walking amongst this cold and amongst this land, and it doesn't feel comforting, but it feels, like I said before, familiar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what I'd been doing for the large majority of my life up until like a few months ago. So this is very much just back to the grind for me. Yeah. So he's going to just sigh, be like, didn't think I would miss walking alone, but here we are. Hitches back up, and he's going to do a perception check to just look around, make sure that there's nothing sneaking up.
Absolutely.
Ooh, nat 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
White dice likes me.
What's your all day?
Oh, what's the total?
Yeah.
22.
All right. So as you look around, you know for certain that at the moment...
Oh, sorry, 23.
You know for certain that at the moment, the three of you are not being followed by anything, and that this is a reasonably safe time to take a so-called 15.
A catnap.
All right. Well, that's reassuring. It was actually a 21.
Oh, well, then you don't see anything.
No, I was looking at my persuasion instead of my perception, because I am in real life blind.
A wolf comes up and kills us.
Cukunkana, being outside the community for the first time in your entire life, the minute you fall asleep, you feel something scratching at your mind, an altogether unfamiliar feeling. Can you give me a wisdom save real quick?
You get advantage on those.
Oh god, I thought that was a 4. I got a 14 plus 6.
And you get advantage.
I get advantage on this?
Kalishtar.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
I got an unnatural 20 and something less than that.
Hey.
So you can feel this sort of being it's crawling inside of your mind, and as this is happening, you can feel the quarry spirit that you have residing within your mental facade fight it off with a fervor that is unfamiliar to you but comforting.
And I also fight it off. Uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Dislike.
Your rest was physically restful, but your mental faculties.
Well, no.
were not.
Can I help her fight it? Can I help my quarry spirit fight the thing off? Or does
That's what you were doing.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm clearly IRL, like awake, like no, like sleeping Cukunkana is like kind of like fitfully like furrowing her brow and like wiggling a little bit as she sleeps. A very active sleeper.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that's kind of normal.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna scoot away a little bit. Don't want to get thrashed on.
Yeah, I think I wake up as soon as like that's over, which is probably in about 10 minutes.
Condemned would have trudged back over, and then he would have seen her, and he's like, oh, she is having nightmare.
I don't know about what.
Yeah, she kind of wakes up like, oh, has it been 10 minutes?
Probably, yeah, like probably. You good?
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Wait, did you have nightmare?
It's complicated. Let's move on.
Is ice turning to water?
No.
Is the ice turning into water?
No, ice is not turning to water. We good. Look at this. She like knocks her hand on the ice and she's like, see, solid for like at least like 1 billion feet or whatever. 1 billion yalms.
It cracks. That'd be so funny.
You knock with your knuckles, and it kind of hurts your fingers because
yeah, I'm like, ow.
Smacking ice
I
is
knew.
not comfortable.
She like looks and she's like, hey, someone, thanks for the bed roll. I forgot about that. I sleep a lot. You'll learn that about me. She rolls it up very politely for you.
Oh, thank you. Super nice. Probably best to head on. Don't want to stand in one spot too long. Probably.
Yep, ready to get on that road.
All right, so the three of you continue your journey in the designated direction by the checkpoint, and as you're on your way, you're realizing that it's getting to a point at which the next checkpoint will probably be where you stop and sleep for the night. Hopefully that will be soon, but having not been out here Well, Connie, would you probably would have come from a different angle than where you're heading from, right? Or heading to, right?
I'm just imagining that I have not been in this area just to like preserve maximum eyed wise open. This new world filled with wonder.
Surprise me, DM. Surprise me.
2 hours into your walk, Cukunkana has been doing her best to keep track of where you are going. Cukunkana, using her cartography skills, is able to keep everybody on the right path in regards to the direction that they are walking. In doing so, you see off in the distance one of the similar structures that you saw before, the large mound of ice with a bone sticking out of it, pointing in another direction at which you need to go to continue in the proper direction to reach continuance. Can I get a perception check from everybody?
Yes,
Yeah.
my first roll.
What do you got for me?
Gonna hit it, gonna hit it,
Not
gonna
as
get
good.
it, gonna get... Oh.
I got 22.
I got a 6.
11.
All right, so with the 22, in the distance, you can see that there are 4 figures that are sort of making their way slowly towards you.
Sunkun kind of immediately relays this telepathically to her comrades. So there's like 4 guys slowly approaching from over there.
Gonna squint off into the distance.
Connie, you would recognize what these are. You would have encountered them once or twice on your travels. You know these to be what most communities call ice thralls. They are undead that have been brought back by the possession of the spirit of ice.
Ah,
So they are humanoids who died out on their way from one place to another, who were resurrected by the ice.
alright. I'm gonna like take my shield off and I'm gonna like roll my shoulder. Like, good news! We won't have to go looking for more undead to fit second objective.
Now we need to get those bones. All right, what's the plan? What do we do here? Can't really hide. They're coming at us. We can't hide. They're coming at us. That's fine.
They're not so tough. What would I know anything about them?
You have the familiarity that they are, in large groups, incredibly dangerous. And to the average individual, they would be a significant problem. But to 2 people who are able to cast magic, 1 person who's able to, relatively well defend themselves, you
Bash they head in.
should be all right. But they do have the capacity to freeze someone if they get a hold of them.
Don't let them get a hold of you.
Hey, little baby, I think you should stay in the back.
I'm gonna stay in the back.
Yeah, are they slow?
Yeah, they're fairly slow, but they are advancing on you as quickly as they can.
Right, okay.
Within 3 or 4 rounds, they will, or let's call it like 6 rounds or so, they would be within your range.
Okay, so got about a minute. Alright. My suggestion is that myself and Meris go confront them, and then you stay as far back as you can.
I have a plan.
Alright.
Okay, I got some
I'm like
crazy...
eyeing the zombies.
Look, listen, we gotta be fast. I know the spell called Entangle. I can entrap them, and then you guys can hit them, and they can't move. Theoretically, if the spell works.
Yeah, trip them up.
So long as you can do it from distance.
I can do it up to 90 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay, so, since they are pretty far away and fairly slow, you'll be able to do this pretty easily.
Should we start running up to meet them?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna like start jogging
Yeah.
towards them.
I pull my maul out.
Yeah, Sukun kind of stays back. Her eyes, like, kind of glow a bit, and she, like, reaches out her druidic totem.
What is your druidic totem?
A little, vial of dirt.
Like when you go on vacation and then you come back with like a jar of sand.
Yeah, it's like a vial of dirt from the dirt that she was found in. You know what I mean?
I've got a vial of dirt. I've got a vial of
Yeah.
dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she casts Entangle. The enemies have to succeed against my spell save DC, which is 14.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then roll initiative, all of y'all.
Yeah, let's do it.
Condemned got a 6, Cukunkana got a 9, and Meris got a 14.
Yeah.
We're in grid form.
Wonderful. All right, so first up, we got to do the saves for all these boys. It's a strength save?
Yes, a strength check. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you got 1 that's failed, 2 that have failed, 3 that have failed, and 4 that have failed.
Yes!
Yeah.
Cukunkana, like as soon as she sees them all get trapped, she does like a little like hop and she goes whoop and she like claps in the air.
Cute.
Yeah, that's the first time you guys hear her voice.
All 4 of these guys are walking towards you. They're shambling fairly slowly, and you can hear as they get close to you. You can hear their horrible screeching.
Hinna.
I hate that.
And as the ice beneath them reaches up and grabs onto them as if it were vines, which none of you are aware of, it grabs onto their ankles and they all stop moving and they look down. But they are unable to move. So they can do a save at sort of the end of their turn to get out of it, right?
Use its action to make a strength check against their spell saves. They have to use their action to free themselves, or they just don't.
Okay.
Dumb.
So, since we have one of the Skelly boys who go first, he's going to try to do that. He does not. So, he is unable to do anything. We got another one. He's going to do his best. He does not, so he stays still, and they look... It's unusual to look at undead and think that they look frustrated, but they look like they are unfortunate. They're just upset and they can't get out.
You know that you fucked up your initiative rolls when half of the zombies go before you.
First time.
And that points us to Meris.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super jazzed. Jazzed to be here.
So you are about 60 feet away.
I only have 30 feet walking thing.
You can just like walk half the distance and then end the round and then walk and smash.
Yeah, I'm
next
gonna have to
round.
do that. I'll run on up. Just jazzed.
Okay, so you're going to go up about 30 more feet and get into position?
Yeah.
So Meris, hammer in hands, she runs up and takes a position about 30 feet away, or no, let's call it mid-running, so you're continuing to run. You run 30 feet forward, holding your hammer in hand, intending to take more speed at which you're able to intentionally knock one of these guys' heads off if they manage to come closer to you.
Oh, yeah.
Cukunkana, it is your turn.
What is she gonna do? I don't have any long range shit.
Produce flame.
Produce flame. Yeah, produce flame is. I have to be within 30 feet of them. So how far away are they from me currently?
You are 90 feet.
Yeah, I am 90 feet. So I guess Cukunkana has a moment where she produces flame and she's like, I can't throw it that far, and then she starts running forward. So 30 feet distance.
Okay, so do you run the whole 60 feet to get closer, or do you run 30 feet to stay behind everybody else?
To stay behind everyone else, she just goes 30 feet.
Okay, next up is another skeleton. This one gets free. He's able to get out of the entangle, and he's walking slowly towards Meris, who is close enough at which he is able to get some hits in. And he takes one of his horrible zombie arms and he swings it overhead down to try to get it onto your shoulder. You hear his horrible screeching as he does so.
Wouldn't that require his action?
You're right. It does require his action, so he does not attack. But he gets free, but he gets up in your grill.
Damn straight. He's getting it within punching distance, Mare.
His horrible zombie jaw skeleton jaw is hanging off of his chin slightly, but the other part is frozen together with a piece of ice. So his jaw is connected to his cheekbone with just ice.
Good. I'm gonna punch.
Next up is Condemned.
Yeah, so Condemned is just gonna like jog up to like beside Meris and beside this zombie, and he's going to make an attack roll. So he doesn't pull out maybe he doesn't pull out a weapon or anything. Just as he comes in, he sort of does that thing where he pulls back and he just tries to do a haymaker against the zombie, and it's not super accurate. But he got a 13.
13 is what you need to get to hit this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
We know the secret number.
That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage to him.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, first volunteer, and just...
Yeah, punch him in the jaw.
I smack him.
You raise your hand as you get close to this skeleton, this ice
You've
thrall,
revealed your
and you
secrets.
punch him across the jaw, and shards of ice and teeth fly out of his mouth, and you can almost see his head has sort of cocked to the side in a way that is incredibly unnatural. His jaw is hanging simply from the one side of his mouth as he screams in horrendous undead agony, similar to that of a familiar banshee.
Okay, cool. Follow-up question. What are we doing for rest rules? Are we doing the standard long rest is 8, short rest is 1, or are we doing that like survival, the gritty realism one we briefly spoke about?
So a long rest will be 2 days in this world.
Okay, and a short rest is going to be 1 hour or 8 hours?
A short rest will still be an hour. It's difficult to get a long-term rest because of the nature of the world.
Right, fair enough. Okay.
If you're in a city, you'll get a regular 8 hours and a regular sleep, but if you're out in the wild, you'll need 2 of those, one night and then another night.
Okay.
So it's your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Next up, another Skelemans. He's going to try to get out of the thing. He does not, so he is also still stuck. Back up to another Skelemans. He tries to free himself. Does not.
Damn.
Next guy goes. He does manage to get himself out, and he charges up on Condemned and Meris. That horrible, gross, grotesque that you are becoming too familiar with.
I don't like it.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Meris.
All right, well, now that they're in hidden area, if I use my breath weapon, it's a 15-foot range cone. Can I get all of them in that?
You can get 2 of them, the 2 that are in front of you.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
They need to roll dex saves, I believe.
Yeah, Dex DC 11.
One makes it. The other just makes it. So they're able. They recognize fire as something that they should avoid, and so they are able to relatively. One of them relatively easily, and the other one just barely able to lean themselves out of the direct line of fire that you fire at them. So you still get to roll damage. I think it's halved.
Yeah, they take half damage. So yeah, just kind of like, I'm gonna brace myself and I'm just gonna like, and then throw the fire out. And they take, it's 11, and then half of that is what, 5? Because you go down?
Yes.
Or up? Yeah, so yeah, 5 damage each.
The one that Connie smashed directly in the jaw, the ice from it melts, and the horrible zombified remains of an unfortunate traveler cease to maintain itself and fall to a pile of bones right before you.
Hey!
The other one simply starts to become a little bit more weary and unable to hold itself together, but it maintains its sheer force of hatred and will to commit violence upon you all. Cukunkana.
Can I get within 30 feet of an enemy?
You can get within 30 feet of an enemy, yes.
Okay, I get within 30 feet of an enemy. I'm assuming it's the one that's like almost dead.
It was fired, yes.
Now, with this produced flame she has in her hand, she doesn't say anything. She just silently runs up, and in her mind, she's doing a battle cry. Nobody can hear it. In her mind, she's saying, "Eat flame, dirtbag!" And but like, it's only to herself. It's only to herself.
Of course.
You flame dirtbag.
So you roll attack?
I got a nat 1.
I was imagining Meris as being to the right of me, and for some reason I'm imagining Cukunkana as being to the left of me, so if we've got to, like, select one, I feel like Connie is probably more in the direction of the flame, honestly.
You have been picturing it the same way I have been picturing it.
Oh.
Okay.
So she runs up with a determined look on her face, probably the most determined look she's ever had, takes this ball of fire, hucks it with all her might, and it lands squarely in Condemned's shoulder blade, burning his back.
Oh no!
First attack roll you ever made.
Roll the damage.
Oh no!
I feel like it hits him, and then like Meris and Cukunkana both at the same time are just kind of like, ooh.
I got it.
What did you roll?
Max damage. I got 8.
That is
I'm here to ruin the podcast.
as the flame scorches out, like he was already looking at the other one and prepping the next, and he's like, "Fire is our ally." Oh! Fire is bad ally.
Cukunkana telepathically links you, and she's like, "I'm so sorry."
I think you only have 10-foot range on your telepathic link right now.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she screams it then.
I'm so sorry.
Second time I've ever heard her voice.
Yeah.
Do you do anything with your bonus action?
I don't have bonus actions, I don't think.
All right, not yet.
I'll shoot him again.
Yeah.
Oh, I could use healing word.
That's a
Oh,
bonus
it's
action.
fine. It's fine.
That's all your spell slots.
That
I
is
think.
all my spell slots, so I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine.
So you've just been hit in the back with a small ball of fire.
Yep.
Condemned. What do?
Is it my turn?
It sure is.
Okay, solid. Well, so I've taken 8 damage, which actually brings me down
Think, like,
to
4 health.
I'm down to 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I
down
should
to
have
5
used
right.
healing word.
It's fine. I'm going to... It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to use Second Wind as my bonus action
Good call.
to regain 1d10 plus 1 hit point. So, you know what? Fire did the damage to me. Let's see if the red die wants to compensate. Oh, it does. I heal 9 hit points back.
Oh, nice.
So I'm back to full.
Nice.
So basically, you
Hell
see like the
yeah.
flame kind of like go over, and he just sort of like straightens up, and I view it as him like just mentally going like, "I've been burned before. It's fine." I am going to just like shrug it off, and then I'm going to turn. I'm gonna punch. Gonna try and attack the remaining zombie,
She would die.
and that is I don't know about that. I'm not exactly a DPS beast, but I got a 24 to hit, which I assume is a hit.
Just barely.
And I rolled minimum damage, so I got 5.
Fuck off.
Once again, you turn to this other ice thrall. You take your fist and you punch it square in the cheekbone, and you can feel the shards of glass sort of blister off of its face and crumble to the ground as you could see part of its exposed innards of the skull moaning and crying in an uncomfortable and unwishing tone.
Is it still up?
It is still up.
Okay.
What's your spell save DC?
Me?
Yeah.
14.
Okay, so this one manages to free itself and is making its way downtown.
Walking fast.
Shambling slow.
Faces past.
Hauling ass.
Shambling fast. Shambling.
Shambling fast.
Yeah. So he gets up in your grill, and you now have another melee friend,
Who's you?
Meris and Condemned. The other one also frees itself, so your concentration spell is still active, but it's not doing anything right now. And it makes its way also to melee range, having burned its action doing that. Up next is the guy who just lost half of his face to a punch, and he raises an arm out and he reaches to try to grab the individual who just shot half of its face off and try to grab onto them.
Makes sense.
So this is a grapple check, so you can make a contested athletics or whatever.
All right. How is a 19?
Ooh! You see this thing reach out and try to grab you, and it gets its hold on you just a little bit on your collar, but you're able to like practically flex it off.
Peck's too big.
And it just can't get purchase upon your body, regardless of how hard it seems to be trying. Meris, your turn. You just saw this thing try to grab and freeze your friend.
Well, first I'm gonna flex, cause rude. So I'm just gonna get a good grip on my maul, and I'm just gonna kind of swing it back and up and down on its stupid little head.
Like one of those circus hammers.
Exactly, like a strength check, or like a strong man thing.
Just like you are.
You're the strongest
The
lizard.
strongest lizard. I got a 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Fuck yeah. Alright, and that is bludgeoning damage. 2d6 plus 4 is 13 damage.
Okay, you take out your maul and you swing it up, and you bring it down directly on this thing's head, and the head crushes into the inside of the rib cage, and it falls apart,
Ew.
screaming before it does so. Falls to the ground.
Okay, Cukunkana is like upset, and she's like, "This is my first time fighting, and I've already screwed up." This is all in her mind. She's just talking to herself. And she's like, "Okay," and she looks at the other thralls, and they are away from her teammates, correct?
No, they are. I think they're all within melee of them now.
Okay, Cukunkana is gonna be like, "I'm gonna throw a fireball. Watch out!"
Okay.
She tries again.
Not fireball the spell.
Not fireball the spell.
Oh, no, oh my god, I was like, oh, this was such a great time.
This is such a great time to die.
Loved being here. R.I.P. all of us.
Actually, you have resistance, so you'd be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm fire as fuck.
Guess you got a nat 20, motherfuckers.
I thought you got a nat 1.
She's making up for it this time.
Spurred on, and there's a feeling in your arm that is not of your own, and it's felt familiar to you on odd occasions, and there seems to be sort of a spectral ghost hand that is mirroring your own, holding this fireball and guiding your hand as you toss it directly into one of the ice thralls that is near your friend.
Yeah, and this time out loud she says, "Eat fire, dirtbag."
Roll damage.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Didn't do great for damage. I got 4 and then times 2, so that's 8. However...
No, you got 4 because it already does the crit damage for you.
Oh, it does. I got 4.
Spurred on by the will of your guilt and the spirit dwelling within your mind, you send this thing flying, and it hits it directly in the eye, so the eye seems to melt out, and the glow that was formerly there seems to disappear because you've melted the skull over that patch.
Juicy.
Ew.
Don't suppose these guys are vulnerable to fire.
No.
They ought to be.
It would be nice.
You would think.
You'd think. But something magic bullshit.
This is my world, I do what I want.
Yeah.
I guess it would be problematic if like half the enemies in the campaign were vulnerable to fire damage.
Right? I considered it, but I'm like, nah, that's just too abusable. Condemned.
Condemned is super fucking happy that one worked out a lot better than the first one did. He did notice that she seemed to do a lot more damage when she was hitting him, but
The efficiency of her actions.
maybe these things are resistant. Who knows? Anyway, so all right. Well, you're never gonna see this one coming, but he's gonna try and attack.
Oh.
So he got 23 to hit.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Because this blue dice really likes me, but not the fucking blue d6. Because I got another 1 on damage. That's a total of 5.
Which one is he hitting? The one that is not damaged or the pre-damaged one?
I'm going to hit the pre-damaged one because I remember to focus fire.
Okay. Do you have a specific idea of how you want to just hit this guy?
Yeah, I'm just, as he gets, like, bashed in one side by the flame, Condemned is going to try and just uppercut into the side to take advantage of the momentum.
Ooh.
But he misjudges it a little bit, and he only really grazes, and that's why he got the 1 on damage.
The fireball comes in and slams into its eye, slowly moving its head to the right. You take this opportunity and you swing your arm up in a right cross uppercut, and you barely clip the bottom of the jaw, but the jaw comes off and flies off into the distance. And you can hear a struggle to express anger escape from the body of this being.
This man's sandwich days are over.
And he's going to take this opportunity to try to grab onto you because you have been dealing some heavy hits to this guy. What did you get for your grapple check?
Oh, yeah. Another 19.
Okay. He got a 22.
Ooh.
while you are trying to get rid of this guy by pushing him off and shoving him off, he manages to sink his disgusting icy fingernails into your shoulder, and you can feel the ice sort of pierce into your body, and you take 6 cold damage. Okay, so you can feel a stiffness in your bones, and you will have disadvantage on the next attack against this opponent.
Ugh. Bit nippy.
The other one that is still standing is going to turn its attention away and make an attempt at Meris's life.
Oh, no.
Taking its arm and swinging across, trying to scratch across your chest.
Oh.
As it swings its arm wildly and ferally, it pings off against the bone plate mail that you're wearing.
Not my lizard titties.
You can barely feel anything as you feel empowered and emboldened by the rage that you feel against these undead monsters.
Pecs flex.
And it's your turn, Meris.
Yeah, pecs flex. That's what I'm doing at it.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm gonna point at him, and I'm gonna nod my head, and I'm gonna run up, and I'm gonna do kind of like a over-the-head, like, spin with my maul, and just kind of, like, try to whack him like he's like a weird little baseball.
You're playing T-ball with this motherfucker's head?
I'm playing T-ball with his friggin' head. 14. Well, that'll do.
Nice, that's enough.
Ooh, that's 2 6s plus 4, that's 16. Suck my ass.
Wow. Okay. After this guy pings his disgusting icy fingernails off of your chest, you can just see a quick opening. You swing your maul around your head, and you bring it in with the momentum of the loss of your grandfather and the willfulness of your first adventure out, and you bring this thing's head directly off, and it flies off into the distance, into the frozen wasteland.
Do we just hear like a slowly receding?
That's exactly what you hear. Far away, you hear the sound of as the soul leaves this thing's head, and the body collapses to the ground in a pile of bones.
You need to cool off. Fucking hate myself.
You can tell the exact, like, Condemned was definitely noticing the pec flex and like the max damage hit, and you could tell like there was a little bit of interest there, and you're like, cool off, and he's like, never mind.
Damn it.
I just realized these zombies are turning into bones, like in RuneScape when you kill an enemy and there's just bones left behind and you gotta collect the bones afterwards so you can bury them later. Like,
I didn't play RuneScape. I was too busy having sex with women.
yeah, well.
Cukunkana, it is your turn.
She's gonna do the same thing. There's one left?
Yep. Barely hanging on.
Okay, she's gonna use that good old trusty produce flame.
Blast him.
Please get something decent.
That's a good face that you're making. I like the face you're making. It looks like it's a good one. Like a nat 20, is it? Is it good?
I'm gonna quit. I quit the podcast.
That's another now.
I'll quit. I
First
quit.
episode, you quit
I'm
the
done.
time.
I quit. I'm
Wow.
over it. It's been. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, this game's stupid and I hate it.
I can't believe she's like it's
Stupid.
first day. She's
Wow.
already quit the podcast.
3 nat
Yeah.
ones. 3 nat ones.
Goodbye, everybody.
I don't
You're
even
gonna have to
want-
replace me.
All right, audience, we are accepting applications.
I can recommend other goblins.
Okay,
but...
so let me, and let's be clear here. She has made 4 rolls. She has rolled 3 nat ones and
Wow.
1 nat 20.
She's doing it digitally too.
What are the odds on this?
And these are all, digitally.
Yeah, D&D Beyond is literally just like,
Yeah.
how about fuck yourself?
This episode not brought to you by D&D Beyond.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Why? Nani the fuck?
I like to think that because
God.
it's gonna hit me. Obviously, I
Well,
like.
roll damage. Who am I
Just-
hitting this
just-
time?
Just okay. Let your DM do his job.
I got a 4.
As you take this flaming ball, tiny flaming sphere in your hand with the intent to just huck it at one of these enemies, it sort of rolls off of your fingers, and the bottom of your triangle seems to have caught fire.
Oh god.
So currently it is doing no damage to you because of the amount of layers, but you're going to have to use an action next turn to
Stop,
put
drop, and roll.
and you will take
Yeah.
a little damage
I guess stop, drop, and roll.
if you're unable to quell the fires with a dex check, pretty easy one.
Okay.
You will take
Yeah.
2d4 damage.
Amazing.
I feel like the perspective of everyone else is they see Cukunkana getting ready to like throw a little fireball, and then she just fumbles it and drops
like, "Ooh,
it on
too hot."
herself and is currently on fire.
Like you took a biscuit out of the oven too quick, and you're just like, ooh, hot, 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 hot. You just drop it.
I'm just imagining riot fail videos where someone drops the Molotov.
Oh, yeah.
You're just an infomercial.
All right, Condemned. You don't, like, you two are too busy engaged with this stuff to see what's going on back there.
Yeah. Wait, is Cukunkana screaming?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Okay, so you can hear something's happening back there, but there's also a thing happening right
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah,
That's like going on the mental to-do
Yeah.
list.
on your Sims queue.
And
Yeah.
if you want to attack this guy, you still have disadvantage.
Yeah, I do. All right. Well, I am going to do it anyway. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and like kind of dodge a little bit to the right as I do this, just so I can kind of like get a side eye of the chief's daughter.
Just gently on fire. It's okay.
Because I'm like, I don't want her to die. And all right, well, I hate to see it. Got a nat 20
No.
and an 11 plus whatever. So that's a 17.
Yeah.
But I believe that still hits.
Yeah, that still hits.
And I got better damage this time. I got a 7 damage.
Ooh.
You sort of shift your weight, and you take a glancing blow off at your new companion, who is currently on fire, and emboldened by the fear that you could potentially lose this person, and that could be problematic in its own way. You grab the fist of the claws of this being that have latched themselves onto your shoulder. You grab the wrist and you chop down on the arm and break it off, and take one final blow to uppercut this thing out of your way, and it flies off into the distance, crumbles to the ground, and the pieces of the skeleton deform and sort of become like a bowling pin array of skeleton bones on the ground.
We did it! Good job, team!
That's it. Combat's over.
Cukunkana stop, drops, and rolls immediately.
Do you happen to have Druidcraft?
Fuck no, I don't. Apparently.
Oh, yeah, okay. You stop, drop, and roll.
Condemned is going to come up and like throw some snow on her.
Snow is difficult to get, but you're able to get a little bit.
Some like ice chips.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just sending hail down.
A bitch is on fire right now.
Yeah, no, she stops, drops, and rolls, and I feel like with the assistance of her party members, successfully is not on fire.
You are singed, but not hurt.
Yes.
Emotionally,
Emotionally,
Who's to
she's
say?
devastated, and she will never
Yeah, roll for
recover.
emotional damage.
She kind of stands up, embarrassed. She's covering her face, and she turns to Condemned, and she goes over to him, and she's like, and mentally links, and she says, I am so sorry I hit you with that fireball. I didn't mean to. I felt really good about it, and I thought it was gonna go really well, and then I hit you, and I feel really bad. And then I lit myself on fire. And I'm so sorry. I thought I'd be better at this, and I'm not.
It is okay. I'm going to put one hand on Cukunkana's shoulder and say, it is fine. Back when I was child, back with clan, I remember one huntress who we called Eagle Eye. Before she took her daughter on first hunt, we called her Eagle Eyes. Mistakes happen.
Oh no!
She looks up at you and she's like, you're really cool, you know that? You're so strong, I saw what you did. I set you on fire and you're just like, oh, no problem, bro. You're so cool. Like, man, I wish I had, like, muscle mass to any degree.
I mean, you can also summon fire and ice vine and ice grip out of ground, so I think you were doing pretty well on the coolness department.
Yeah, you technically got first grabs.
Got zombie dibs.
She kind of thinks about it. She's like, oh man, I guess it was kind of clutch. Oh, hell yeah. All right, I think it's time for bed. I'm very tired.
You have about half an hour left to get to the next checkpoint. Oh, you were already there. Never mind.
Oh, we also gotta collect the bones.
Oh, yeah. We'll be grabbing those bones for sure.
I would also like to turn to Meris and I'll say, and you, that one hit with the hammer, that was very impressive.
Thank you. My grandfather taught me everything that he knew. That mall was his, so tried to get some practice in, and I think it's working out. This is a lot of fun. I really like this. Hope this doesn't awaken anything in any of us. Just kidding. We're fine. We're mentally okay, right?
Yeah, it's just some ice trolls. It is good first beginning. Small danger.
I wouldn't like to see them again soon. Maybe after a nap.
Nap is good.
Oh boy, could I use a nap.
Only one of you took any damage. Oh man, tired.
Oh yeah, I guess
Technically took more damage from my allies than from the enemy.
So you did remember that you needed to collect the bones. You guys want to go and start doing that?
I feel like we start walking away and they're like, oh shit, the bones. We gotta go back.
Does anybody grab a skull, or is it mostly just like a bone, like a femur or whatever?
I hella grab a skull.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah, I will grab. Wait, now I want to know what would I roll to know if there's anything that's like a bad thing to grab about these Walking Dead?
Arcana.
I'm not a knowledgeable boy. Hey, nat 20.
Hey,
nice. Okay. You would recognize that there are definitely certain parts of it that you should not touch because you can become infected with it. The ice can bleed itself into you. So if you grab these bones, you should try to look for ones that have no ice on them. But if you're able to grab one in a way that you do not touch any ice and put it in a bag, that is also acceptable and safe.
slaps the skull out of Cukunkana's hands.
Out of her little mittened arms, because she's definitely got mittens on.
If the skull is dangerous, like it's got ice, or if it's intrinsically dangerous, then I will tell them before they start collecting the bones. Be careful, do not collect anything with the ice on it.
Sukun kind of has her hands hovering over his skull as you say that, and she's like,
Cukunkana, give me a charisma save real quick.
Ah, fuck. You know what? I'm not gonna use D&D Beyond.
You don't trust D&D Beyond anymore?
I don't trust it. Oh, good. I got 6.
Okay. So, you have your hand hovering over the skull, and you feel an immense need to maybe not pick it up, but at the very least touch it, and you can't quite seem to resist, and your hand slowly goes down as you touch it.
I'm wearing mittens.
You are? Yeah, you're wearing mittens, and as your hand slowly grasps onto the top of it, the eyes of the skull shoot beams of blue light outside of them, and you hear a voice inside your head, unfamiliar to the one that you have had with you for your entire life. And it says, We wish to find that within you which burns bright. We wish to steal the spark from those like you. You will fall. We will rise again. And the skull's mouth slowly drops open, the teeth fall out. The ice that was encapsulating part of the eye and part of the back of the bottom half of it, they all drain away and melt and immediately freeze when they reach contact with the ice. And you have a pure, clean, dry skull.
God, at what cost?
Could we all see that light?
You all see the light. You don't all hear what she heard.
I'm gonna run up and kick it.
Yeah, exactly. We're both doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, I was going to say her first reaction, she's going to punt it. She's going to punt the skull immediately. Like,
do
you're going to
all
see this,
three
she
of us-
stands up, and then she punts
Do all
it.
three of us like simultaneously punt
Can
this
we
thing?
soccer kick it to
Hold
each
on.
other?
We're gonna do initiative check
Yeah.
just to see who gets there first to do the kick. Cukunkana, you have advantage because you are holding it.
Okay, all right.
Oh, fuck.
Some idiot got 22.
Some doggy.
I got a 4.
You got a 4?
Yeah, I only got a 5. I got a 5.
Great.
Okay, so you have this skull in your hands. It's completely bare of ice. You hear the things it says to you, and you go, "Ugh!" and you kick it as fucking hard as you can. Roll an athletics check.
Oh, I'm so good at athletics, so it's
I
a
know.
really good thing that I'm rolling athletics.
That feels right up your alley.
I got a 3.
Okay, so that's like a 5 for you, right?
I got
Yeah.
a 5.
So you go to kick it, but you drop it and it goes past your foot. You kick it out and then you put your foot down, but you put your foot down where it was and you slip on it and you fall over.
Okay. And then I start yelling, "The skull's evil! Get rid of it!"
Immediately a Three Stooges
Yeah.
bit. All right.
And then we go to poke each other in the eyes, but the other one blocks with their hand.
Yeah, so Cukunkana actually does like scramble away from it in fear. You know, the way in which one scrambles backwards.
Real quick for me, roll a sanity check. So that's a d20 plus your sanity modifier, which I believe is a -1.
Great. Look, are you surprised at this point?
No.
Is that a natty 1?
I can't believe she's already getting kicked off the podcast.
I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. I can't.
Wow, I thought it was going to be me.
Okay. All right. So you got a 0.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Oh, honey.
That's hilarious.
So that's great. Good thing that I'm dead
No,
now.
you're fine. Sort of. Hold on.
It will be written on her gravestone that it was very in character.
Here lies Grim, sanity -1.
Yeah. No one's surprised about that.
No.
Died as she lived in character.
She lived in character. That's so fucking funny.
I can't believe that this happened.
I can.
I mean, yeah, it feels pretty on brand so far.
Apparently.
You should play with my friend Erica. You'd make her feel better about her rolls. Her rolls are so bad we use her as a threat. If someone's late, then I tell them that Erica will be doing all the rolls for their character, and it just puts the fear of God into them.
Where is it? Ah, here it is.
He's got to look up his Mondo bad things because I rolled a 1.
Okay. Roll a d100.
God, you assume I have these things.
2 d10s.
That's the scariest die.
It's so dark in my room. I didn't turn my lamp on. I'm using the internet. I got 43.
Okay, for the next minute, you're speaking incoherently and you're babbling and you're incapable of speaking in a normal, obvious manner to anyone, and you're unable to cast any spells because you can't get your mind together, so you keep talking about the skull and the whereabouts and the things it said and the spark and how you don't want your spark to be taken away. Don't take away my spark. If you want to do a little bit of acting.
This is theater, after all.
Mm-hmm.
It is
We're
not.
making radio, motherfucker!
And that's how she talks. She's like, "'Tis but a trifling problem. It's just nothing that's terrible. Oh God, oh no, oh Maya, Hinna." And she starts like babbling like in Tanaka, which none of you have got no idea what means.
In world, it's Kuri.
I'm gonna take my bedroll while she's doing this and just kind of try to burrito her up.
Yeah,
It lasts for about 60 seconds, a minute or so.
like swaddling this
Yeah.
this person. Then after about a minute, she starts to like breathe normally and come back down from her experience.
Whoa there, little fella, calm down now.
Condemned is definitely going to keep trying to punt the skull away.
You can,
Yeah.
like
I'm
smashing it.
when she slipped, like he just went up and he just it's his game plan.
you successfully kick away this completely dry skull.
He doesn't have to roll athletics because he doesn't have a 6 for strength.
Well, like the fucking so like if you
I have a +6.
for athletics. If you just have like a pretty like high level ability score, like certain things that are just pretty simple, I don't feel like you need to roll for that. You're kicking a skull,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
If you wanted to kick down a door, I'd probably be like, yeah, you kick down the door, unless it's like barred on the other side or something. So he kicks away this skull. The skull is far away. You are not worried about that skull. Well, maybe you are, but it's not coming to get you anytime soon.
Yeah, still worried. Less worried, though.
If it's coming back, it's got to roll on its little shitty skull body, which is just a head.
Yeah. You know, like in Breath of the Wild, where the moblin skulls, like, roll back to their skeletal bodies.
Exactly. Two of us
Except-
know what we're talking about.
Yep.
I don't do that nerd shit.
Anyway, let me roll some dice real quick.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
I didn't get it. I'm not a nerd.
Yeah.
So after the three of you successfully calm down your comrade, kick away a skull, collect some non-seemingly glowing bones of sorts, and put them into your bag so that you have proof that you're able to go out into the wild and handle yourselves. You make yourselves a campsite that you are all fairly used to. You put your bedrolls on the ground and you cover yourselves up with a very simple tent. And you all share one specific tent because otherwise there's a higher chance of freezing to death.
Get that body
We
heat.
have one last thing to do before we finish.
Do I get to talk about what happened with
You
the
can do
skull?
whatever you want. You can RP all you like.
I'm sure that they want to know.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, I definitely, like, once we're kind of settled, I kind of, like, scoot over and, like, rub your back. Be like, hey, like,
Hey, what the fuck?
hey, you okay? That school seemed to freak you out a little bit. You okay, little fella?
You alright, bud? So Cukunkana telepathically links to you, and she's like, so you know how, like, when I, like, do the brain thing, you know,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It did that to me.
Ew.
Yeah, I didn't realize how uncomfortable it was when somebody suddenly starts telepathically speaking into your mind without telling you first.
It's not great.
Yeah, especially when it's just, a head.
Yeah, like an actual skeleton that I just saw. So, it said something about returning and that it craved the spark inside of me and that it was going to steal it. And I think it's up to some pretty bad stuff. TLDR. Sounds like there's some kind of skeletal conspiracy going on.
We'll have to be distrustful of any skeletons we meet from now on.
Yes, very distrustful of any skeletons.
Yeah, we'll definitely not invite them into the tent now.
All skeletons are bastards.
Yeah.
I've got, like, it's hard to explain to, like, people, but I've got, like, you know how I can do all this, like, magic stuff?
Mhm.
Well, basically, I've got, like, I exist with someone else in me at the same time. And they come to me in my dreams and they show me what the world used to be like before all of the ice, and it's so beautiful. The sky is blue and pink and purple and red and yellow, and there's trees, and you don't know what trees are. And I do. Nobody knows these things except me. And it kills me. And I'm so scared that whatever that thing in that skull is going to try to take that away from me.
That's not gonna happen.
The descriptors that you're receiving are impossible to fathom. The sky that you guys that you are aware of is covered by an immense layer of white mist and cloud. You can't imagine the sky being anything other than white, and you can't imagine so much color in the world. It's unfathomable.
Listen, Cukunkana, whatever that skull was doing, don't worry about that. That's fine. We're gonna get away from that. Your spark isn't going anywhere. You got us. We're here to protect you. We're here to help you. As for the voice and the things you see in your head, can you trust them?
Yes. Absolutely.
Is this something that elders of Thrive know about?
Yes. Kama, she knows about it. My family knows about it. Do the elders know about it?
The council is aware of what you say you feel, but Gro Amdu and Mor Amdu are the ones who believe and know you to be telling the truth. The other ones simply hear you and know what you say, not necessarily believing that it is real.
I know what I see is real and true, and it doesn't matter if nobody believes me, because I know that this isn't what the world is supposed to be like. It's supposed to be beautiful and vibrant and warm, and it's gonna be again one day if I have anything to say about it.
Condemned understands that Cukunkana feels very strongly about it, so he does catch himself before he looks worriedly to the ice underneath his feet again. But that is definitely the very first place that his mind goes.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
well, it is best not to focus too much on these things, I think. The world is as it is. It is best to take grip of it in such way.
and if it makes you feel better, when we go to continuance, we can see if anyone there has, any clue what you're doing, like what all of that is. If that makes you feel better, we might have to not come out right and be like, ooh, our little buddy sees shit. Maybe we'll have to be a little bit more tasteful in the way that we, bring it about. But we can poke around if you want.
Sukun kind of nods, and she's like, that's why I wanted to leave, because I want answers, and I want to help the entire world get free of whatever this is. Thank you.
Sleep is passing over you so hard right now.
Yeah, she's like, I need to sleep hella ASAP.
Exactly in that way. She says it exactly that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dreams are lit, fam.
My dreams are lit, and I gotta get back to him. I gotta visit the sun. All right, yeah, so I think it's time to bed down.
The very first thing when Sukun kind of falls asleep is he looks to Meris. He says, she's not going to take watch, is she?
There's not a fucking chance. No. Not a chance.
Yeah, she's asleep as soon as she's horizontal, instantly. There's no discussion. She just kind of lays down and immediately she's out.
This makes sense. I will take first watch.
All right, so Meris, you bed down and you fall asleep the way that you are not necessarily accustomed to, but that you are able to do in these situations with the knowledge that you have now been given. Condemned, you sit up and you watch through the one point of view that you have through the tent, because you are still trying. You are the largest of everybody, and you will give off the most body heat, so it's best for you to remain inside.
I mean, yeah, he would occasionally pop out and do a quick circuit.
In your popping out and doing your quick circuit, give me a perception check, and it's dark as hell, so it'll be at disadvantage.
Goliaths are one of 3 races without dark vision. That is an 8.
Everything seems fine for now. You don't hear anything, you don't see anything. The wind is blowing relatively hard, but there's not a whole lot that is giving you much grief, so you aren't too concerned about anything. You finish your rounds, and I imagine you go back inside and wake up Meris. Meris, before you wake up, you are dreaming a familiar dream of your grandfather. The two of you are at one of his work tables in his alchemy shop, and he's saying to you, well, it's not that hard. You just have to have a certain delicate touch to it. You know what I'm saying? It's simply watch. Look. And he takes a small bit of ice, and he puts some salt over it, and he takes a small vial that is filled with the blood from a monster that he slain recently, and he pours it on top, and he puts just a little bit of pressure onto it with a small brick of ice that he uses, typically for this very same thing. And you can see a small light glowing from underneath the brick. You lift it up, and you have a slot in which you now are able to recreate a similar shape into the brick that you have. He says it's just a matter of patience and timing and awareness of pressure. You see? You are aware of the fact that he's been dead, so this is just a fond memory, but you were able to interact with it in whatever way you'd see necessary.
Listen, Pops, I think we both know that the delicacy really isn't my strong suit. Can I just throw it in?
If you were to do that, you would wind up with this. And he pulls out a large trunk that is underneath that is full of the exact same thing, but they are all different, and some of them have broken bits in them, and some of them have the gem lodged into it, and it's not of much use anymore. And see, this is how I know that you have to be more gentle.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the, that's the biggest lesson you've been trying to teach me. I should have listened to it more, I think. I should have listened to you more.
Well, we have lots of time. I'll be around for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
You wake up. You wake up to a Goliath shaking you awake for your watch. Very gently, I'm sure.
Pappy?
Pappy?
Not unpacking that.
Like when you call your kindergarten teacher mom for the first time, then you're like, fuck.
I live in fear of calling my supervisor mom. I live in constant fear.
Yeah, kindergarten teacher. Not fourth grade teacher. That's, yeah.
No, honey.
Anyway, you wake up.
Okay. Did you see anything?
It appears clear for now.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good. What should we do about the baby? And her thoughts and feelings? What is happening with that? How do you feel about all of that?
I'm gonna check to make sure that she is still asleep.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
Out of character, that's my suspicion, but I do not know much of how witches work. But it is my understanding visions, these sorts of things, they are not entirely uncommon. If elders know of it, then I assume it is nothing that is too disastrous for us. I do not know if these stories that she is telling are all true, or whether she is simply... He kind of like makes that gesture where it's like not all there. But in any case, as with Frozen Desert, we must take it as it is. She certainly has sufficient power that I think she will be more of an asset than I first suspected.
I have to admit I am kind of curious about it all. I'm kind of excited to get to the next town and kind of see if anybody knows anything else. I gotta admit, it's piquing my curiosity a lot. A warm world?
It's cold out there. Rolls over and kind of tries to adjust so that if he rolls over, he's not going to crush Cukunkana, who he's just assuming would probably not wake up even as she was being crushed to death just by how soundly she's sleeping.
Yeah, you could fully roll her the other way and she would not stir.
Okay, so she sleeps like blanket. I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meris, you take your watch, you get up, you're probably still wearing your same armor that you were, and you walk around the perimeter of the tent, and you're taking stock of everything around you, making sure that there's nothing coming along the way, and that you guys are going to be all right. Can I get a perception check at disadvantage?
Ooh, so that's an 8. Just an 8.
You see exactly all those same things that Condemned saw. Everything
Perfect.
is fine, there's nothing around, everything's good.
Perfect, we're on the same page, he and I.
And eventually you make your way back inside, and the night eventually ends, and the morning comes, and our 3 adventurers have survived their first night out in the frozen wilds.
Yay!
Yay!
No thanks to me.
Thank you for listening to the first episode of our new podcast, Tales of Bone and Ice, starring Grimhilde as Cukunkana, CandorCore as Condemned, Marilyn as Meris, and myself, Brian Sherwood, as the DM. Music and editing by Chelsea Love. We will be releasing new episodes every second and fourth Wednesday, but you can go listen to episode 2 and 3 right now. Thank you again for listening, and remember, always wear your seatbelt.